Beyonce, Renaissance. Renaissance, which translates to rebirth. Historically speaking, that's when European civilization came back from the Dark Ages, thanks to the African Moors coming up and saving them. Now, I feel as though the title of this album doesn't really fit the context of it. What she's doing is she's blending a ton of different genres together to craft her own style, from hip-hop, the Miami bass and Houston chopped and screw, you can hear that within here, disco, R&B, pop, Afrobeat, a bunch of others. But the thing is, she's done a bunch of these genres ultimately before, minus the disco, trance, dance music and stuff, which is a heavy influence on the entire album, yes, but it ultimately feels like those are just the sugar on top of everything that she's been building all the way up to this point, instead of it being like an actual rebirth of a style. I just think that it's more of a twist on who she is that ultimately feels like a soundtrack to FX's Pose, the TV show, rather than something brand new. As this comes off as a dance album in total, as content, she's giving you the same female empowerment type of songs and such, which kind of gets to me. I mean, she knows better than to ever leave Jay-Z even after he cheated, but she gonna give you single lady anthems non-stop. But that's a whole nother topic. Now, keep in mind, she is focusing on that Queen Bey of thought culture, so the content isn't shifting, but it is the composition of the styles that makes this a bit more dynamic than her previous works. As there's a handful of songs that I find really interesting here, like that I'm Not Girl, which starts off with a Miami bass fill sample of herself as it goes into Afrobeat drums, which then goes into a switch up of new age hip hop, R&B, and then it ends with the whole mystical influence of a bass line right there with that Here I Go. See, it's a good dynamic as the song is about her all but just bigging herself up. It's a good way to introduce and go into this album. My next favorite song would be that Alien Superstar, where this song is just about her being next level, where the production begins off with a disco intro and then you get like the most R&B of a hook, which you're gonna get for the vast majority of this album, which is why I really liked it the best, and then goes into a bit of a rap verse. It is cool. My next favorite song would be that Cuff It, where it has that 80s disco vibe that people been clinging on to recently, making full projects about it, but she blends it a lot better with R&B. Then you add in that heavy funkadelic bass, a song about a night out and being in the mood to get with a man and just ultimately enjoy the night and enjoy everything that she's doing at the time. One of my favorite songs. But my absolute favorite song would be Virgo's Groove, as it is that 80s vibe in R&B, but the entire way, as they just stayed in the pocket with good singing. Really would like a whole album of just this, because she still got the voice, she still has the dedication, but it seems as though she's just adding to everything that she's been doing up until this point, instead of crafting something unique and different. Not a bad album, just not one for me, you dig. Overall, I give this one a 5 out of 10, but I will recommend people to go ahead and peep it out, because the dynamics of throwing in all these different sounds is cool, and it does work out in some instances, but yet not the vast majority of it.